Right then, today's story is what happens when a courtroom turns into a cash register. This is the true and thoroughly disgraceful tale of Judge Mark Chiavarella, the man behind one of the biggest judicial scandals in US history. A man who didn't just fail to protect children, he actively profited from ruining their lives. It's as bad as it sounds. So let's set the stage. It's the early 2000s in Lucerne County, Pennsylvania, a sleepy little patch of America with more coal dust than headlines. Mark Chiavarella was the county's juvenile court judge, the sort of person you'd expect to uphold law and order. Instead, he ran his courtroom like a vending machine. You come in, drop a minor offense, ding, and out pops a prison sentence. Kids as young as 13 years old were dragged through his courtroom and thrown into juvenile detention for offenses that wouldn't even get you grounded at home. We're talking skipping school, swearing on social media, stealing chocolate bars. One girl was jailed for creating a parody MySpace page about her school principal. Yes, a fake internet page, and she ended up in shackles. Because in this courtroom, justice wasn't just blind, it was absolutely off its trolley. Now here's where it gets properly bonkers. It turns out that Judge Chiavarella, along with another judge, Michael Conahan, had cut a backroom deal with a private prison company. The arrangement: the company would build 2 brand new juvenile detention centers, and in return, these 2 judges would keep the beds full. And for their trouble, they'd get a finder's fee, otherwise known in the real world as a bribe, to the tune of over $2.8 million. Yes, nearly $3 million to jail kids. It was the legal equivalent of booking children like hotel guests, except the check-in process came with handcuffs and trauma. Now, this wasn't some one-off scandal or backroom slip-up. This scheme ran from 2003 to 2008, and it affected over 3,000 children. Children who were ripped from their families, locked up, marked with criminal records, and left wondering why their futures were suddenly in ruins for things like throwing a sandwich or being cheeky online. Many of these kids had no legal representation, weren't told their rights, and were sentenced within minutes of arriving in court. Eventually, thankfully, people started to ask questions. It was a juvenile advocacy group and a few incredibly brave parents who raised the alarm. An investigation kicked off, the FBI got involved, and suddenly this courtroom cartel came crashing down like a dodgy tower of monopoly money. In 2009, Chiavarella was arrested and charged with racketeering, fraud, money laundering, and pretty much everything short of ghostbusting. He tried to defend himself, claimed it was all a technical error, said he was only promoting discipline and structure. Yes, mate, by throwing kids into private prisons, you had a financial stake in. Nice try. The court didn't buy it, and neither did the public. In 2011, Chiavarella was sentenced to 28 years in federal prison. He's expected to be behind bars until he's in his late 80s, which is about the same age many of those kids will be before they trust a courtroom again. The scandal left a deep scar on Pennsylvania and on America's justice system. Hundreds of convictions were overturned. The state paid out millions in compensation, and the phrase "kids for cash" became shorthand for one of the worst betrayals of public trust in modern legal history. So the next time someone tells you that judges are the last line of moral defense, maybe remember Mark Chiavarella, because when you turn a courtroom into a cash register, you don't just sell out the law, you sell out an entire generation.